So when we look at it as an overview, and again, the point of the story here is just how regulations are carried out really by private business owners. You're providing inventory control for your clients, which means we as consumers have enough beer to buy during the summer months. But also you're the ones that's enforcing to make sure that it's a fresh, and then you're through the inventory controls relative from coming from the brewery. Yeah. We know that these products were actually made by the brewers as they are labeled, that they haven't been made in someone's basement and then repackaged.
Yeah, that's very important. We do that, and we provide a lot of different brands, so the consumer has a lot of choices. I mean, if you go up and down the grocery aisles, when you get to the beer aisle, you can see how many different products there are now available for the person to buy, and that's coming through your beer distributors, given the consumer choice and variety.
When I look, let's say we might look into this other room, because here we have Shinerbach. I'm not sure who makes that. Is that a?
It's out of Texas, Gambrinus.
That's obviously, and just to the other side here we have what is this?
Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock, and they're what, Pittsburgh, are they?
Yeah.
Who tells you what beers to distribute, and can a big brewer tell you that you must carry more product and not to carry some smaller product?
Because it is a three-tier system, it is regulated. I'm free to pick up. I'm an independent businessman.
You don't work for any particular brewer?
No, I don't work for any particular brewer. Now, we have franchise laws, and we have to follow their rules and regulations for their products, and they want our best effort, and it's in our best interest to do that too.
Well, Jim Renaud, we thank you for allowing us to come and tell us about how you're carrying out the regulations that the State Liquor Control brings in. But I guess maybe we can all have a pretty good idea that when we buy a particular beverage, that's our taste of choice, that we're getting something that's fresh and something that we can feel safe about having and consuming. So thanks again for having us.
Thank you, Terry.
Appreciate it.
Again, regulations divide the chain of alcohol sales into three distinct responsibilities: that of the brewers, of the distributors, and finally of the retail outlets. One of the most recognized regulations controlling alcohol sales is ensuring the consumer is of legal drinking age, and here retailers provide that role in the three-tier system. To learn more about how that works in practice, we spoke with retail manager Tom Hawk.
Tom Hawk, thanks for letting us come in here. And as a retailer, we wanted to talk to you both too about how your role in kind of enforcing some of the regulations that the state imposes on the sale of alcoholic packages. Of course, the one thing is legal drinking age. Tell us just, what is your role as you see it, and how do you carry out that responsibility?
Our responsibility is every day, everybody that comes in, we deal with. Of course, we're watching for and helping the state for underage drinking. We make decisions every day, every hour. We're making the decision if someone's trying to buy for an underage person. If we have a drive-through window, we have people, we have to make a decision. If there's a carload with 3 18-year-olds and a 21-year-old, we're making a decision if we're going to sell to that carload. And we oftentimes say we're not going to, because we've made the decision, our employees made the decision, we're not going to because we have a concern, that something's not right, something isn't going to happen.
And that's interesting, because a lot of places are different kinds of products, if, whatever it would be, non-alcoholic products.
Sure.
You generally would never turn down a buying customer. So you're not just going by the letter of the law that somebody presented an ID, you're also looking at the circumstances.
You have to do that. You have to be aware if there's a little huddle going on in the store where somebody maybe is changing hands money. You see two people changing hands with some cash and you're going, whoops, this is not a good idea. That person comes up front with a six-pack of beer, and then we're making that decision. We saw what happened, we're not going to sell to you.
How awkward is that?
It's awkward, but then we have the option. Tell you what, we're going to call the police department and we'll let them make the decision, and we never have a situation that guy walks out the door.
The three-tier system of distribution does more than divide responsibilities for carrying out state regulations. It also offers the state a checks and balance system for ensuring the amount of sales reported by distributors and retailers are accurate and in agreement.
So here's just one way that the distributors carry out state regulations. Every time a delivery is made, there's physically signed a delivery slip. And the state wants the distributors to maintain those records, as you see here, for up to 7 years.
Well, we get our product in from the breweries, and then we are to distribute them to the retail. And as a leg of the state of Illinois, we keep track of all our gallonage, and then we send in our gallonage tax to the state. And not only do we do that, we also keep track of what we send into retail and report that to the state.
What would happen if there was a proposal to have, let's say, breweries ship directly to customers?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is being able to control the taxation and how that would be taken care of with collecting the taxes that we do. After we sell the product, then we develop our gallonage, and then we pay the state so much per gallon. As far as the retail, we'll take, through our computer system, we will develop how much we have sent into each retailer, and then they will, we report that to the state to make sure that the state matches up with their sales tax numbers from what we have sent into that specific retailer. And so anybody that has a retail liquor licensee, that could be from anybody from the corner tavern to the major box stores, we sell to them, and we control or we can report exactly how much we have sold to each of those accounts.
And obviously for the state, that's quite a service, because otherwise they would have, it would be easy enough, I suppose, if only one person was reporting sales to fudge a bit if they wanted to.
They could, and yes, we do provide a lot of manpower and work for the state to provide that service to them.
How does their inventory control intersect with what reporting of taxes that you have to report to the state?
Well, as a company myself, we have to report to the state how much we purchase. Likewise, the distributor also has to send into the state at the end of every month how much they've sold to us. So it's a twofold thing. We report, the distributor reports, and it's a balance. Then the state can always check to make sure that what we're buying and what they're selling to us matches, and the correct amount of tax is paid to the state.
And so the interesting point there is because the beer distributors are reporting their sales to you, and you're reporting your sales to the state, the fact that the state's getting reports from two different sources kind of keeps everyone honest.
It keeps everyone honest, and the correct tax dollars are sent into the state.
Which obviously, again, therefore the state is reliant on the private sector as far as getting these, both the figures on sales, but also then the collection of taxes.
Correct.
You likely never think about how the beer you buy came to be distributed to your local retailer, tavern, or restaurant. But now you know that behind the sale of every glass and bottle is a distribution chain regulated and taxed by the state, with the vast majority of those regulatory and tax responsibilities being carried out by the very industry being regulated. You're watching the Illinois Channel, an independent nonprofit corporation formed to provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of Illinois state government and other public affairs events taking place across Illinois.